Good day, I know. Okay. My brothers, welcome, welcome, welcome. You already know who it is. I'm D, and this the Future Fathers FF podcast. We saying, my brothers, I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone's okay. Hope your missus is alright. I hope your partner's okay. I hope your job ain't been treating you too bad. Oh, work's alright. I hope the children are okay as well. Child, if you only have one. Children, plural, if you got more than one. But most of all, my brothers, I hope you ain't have to beat no one this week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to touch on this one. I had to touch on this one, bros, because I'll get into it. I'll get into it. So, I may have mentioned to you already, some of you, if you don't know, my granddad's not doing too well. Yeah, you can all see from the title what we're doing. This one is sickness and dealing with illness. Yeah. So as I mentioned before, my granddad's not doing too well. Yeah. I may not have disclosed to you guys what the issue is. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do something today and help myself out. I'm gonna get some stuff off of my chest. So, oh, big click there. Sorry, sorry, sorry. So, get some stuff off of my chest today. My granddad's not doing too well. My granddad at the moment is suffering with Alzheimer's and dementia. Yeah. He's not the man that I grew up with. Nowhere near. Yeah. And this has been, I'd say in the last couple of years, it's gotten a little bit, mm, I don't want to say worse. Yeah. Progressive. It's gotten a bit more progressive. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. And seeing my granddad, I don't want to say deteriorate, but I don't want to say go downhill. Yeah. Deteriorate is probably the correct word I should be using. I don't like seeing that. But ultimately, do you know what? I overstand that this is a part of life. This is something that could also happen to me. And I don't know, accepting it is something that I came to terms with quite a while ago. And I'll tell you why. Because I went to go and do the bins for my nan and granddad. As I'm sure if you've been following me on Instagram, yeah, or even on YouTube, you will know, yeah. Mondays and Thursdays was the days I used to go on. Well, Mondays was the day I used to go and do the bin. I used to do it on Tuesday, and my nan changed my days. And I had to go on Monday because my granddad started going to club. And then Thursdays I got up there and help as well. So this one particular day, I went to go and empty the bin or put the bin outside for the bin man to take it the next day. And my granddad, this is after his diagnosis, so we all know what's going on. And my granddad said to me, you know what, my boy? I think I'm ready. And you know, from I heard that from him, I was just like, okay, all right, cool. What more can I say? There is nothing more that I can say about it. If the man who is suffering has come to terms with it, who am I to say otherwise? I should just be like, well, okay, do you know what? If you're cool, I'm all right. And to be quite honest, that is exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. I was like, okay, fine. If you're all right, I ain't got no choice but to be all right. I should be okay. If you're okay, I can't complain. So, so said, so done. I was like, all right, fair enough. Let's do this thing. Anything you need, just let me know. I'm not too far from you guys. I can get there real quick if I'm needed. So that's what I'm gonna do. And from then until now, best believe if they need anything, anything, I'm there. Yeah. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't that's neither here nor there. Now, the reason why, or should I say, a second reason why I was spurred into talking about this subject, so I got something in my eye. Woo. Yeah. The second reason why I was spurred into doing something on this was because my youngest son had to go up to my grandparents' house. And he knows everything. He knows what's going on with my granddad. He knows how he is, everything. No one's no one's in the dark about the situation, so don't feel like I'm trying to stop my children from knowing what I've gone. They know. Anyway, he had to go up to the house to go and take the bin out because I couldn't get there. So my son went and did it for me. I was super happy about that because someone else still went and did it. My nan didn't have to worry about it. Cool. He rang me a little while after and he was like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm going to work." I was like, "Cool, all right then." And because of the time and everything, he ended up being late. So he had to get Uber into work. Yeah. Let me know the trains wasn't running. So I sent him a little change. Yeah, there you go. And he got to work. He rang me a little while later and he said, they sent me home from work because I wasn't, I nearly broke down. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So after I got off the phone to him, after he said he was going home, I can't even say after I got off the phone to him because I was on the phone to him for quite a while. Yeah, a little while we was on the phone. Anyway, he was saying to me that my granddad he said to me, "Dad, I didn't know it was like that." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, no, he said, "I didn't remember what granddad was like." I said, "Okay, so what happened?" So he said to me, I had to stand there for 10 minutes explaining to him who I was. My son, his great grandson, felt he had to stand in front of him for 10 minutes to try and explain to this man, my granddad, his great granddad, who he was. He's been around my son's whole existence. My sons know exactly who he is. They've spent time with him. We went on a holiday, on a family holiday to Jamaica because it was my grandparents' wedding anniversary. So my children are fully aware of the position that he holds in my heart and the respect that I hold for him because of the things that he has taught me throughout life. Not just when I was little, not just while I was growing up. I'm talking about my whole existence. I've had this man around me. Brother, listen, if this is a man that I look to in the sense that my granddad was the first person that taught me how to use a power tool. Excuse me. First person that taught me how to use a power tool properly. My granddad was the first person that taught me how to mix and pour concrete. Man was teaching me how to build concrete fences, yeah, when I was 12. This brother, yeah, this man, this legend of existence, yeah, my granddad. Bro, I'm telling you, this man he was brilliant. He was brilliant. And the funniest thing is that my granddad wasn't a big dude. He was kind of a big dude. Yeah, he was probably a big dude. But when you're little, your grandparents are massive anyway. So he was a big dude to me. And growing up, just hearing him cuss and watching my granddad do certain things, like now I look back on them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember when he used to do that. Sis, if you're watching, I know you're on holiday, yeah, and it's your birthday, but please, beg you, just let the comment section know, yeah. Do you remember when Granddad used to watch wrestling? My man was like this. I'm telling you, yeah, my granddad was active while he was watching wrestling. Tell me why my man's trying to stamp on the floor when man's getting thrown against the ropes. And I'm talking like 90s. No, no. This is late 80s, early 90s wrestling, late 80s wrestling, late 80s. I can't even remember some of them man there's named, some of these English wrestlers, but bro, my granddad was active. Like, and my nan used to go mad. Stop banging. But you see now, all of these memories I've got, I can hold on to them. I have these ones. The memories my children have got of them, I don't know what they are because I wasn't around them all the time while they was around my grandparents. I didn't have to be because they're great grandparents. You know what I mean? Like they go and my boys used to go around there, or should I say, we used to take them around there. Yeah, or even actually, let me keep it straight and 100 with you. Me and the missus took the boys around there quite often. Yeah, maybe not as often as I should have, but my grandparents still saw them. And then the boys started going around to my grandparents' house to go and pick apples off the apple tree. Yes, yeah. See, I wasn't lying. Those of you that know me on Instagram, yeah, or that see the pictures of my grandparents' apple tree, I wasn't chatting fart. Yeah, the boys used to, especially my youngest. They used to. Can't say used to because they still do. The youngest one loves climbing that tree. The boy is nearly half the size of the tree, you know. But no, he's probably not. Probably about 2, 3 of him. Well, that would be half if it was 2D. Come on. So there's about 3 of him. Yeah. But he loves climbing the tree. And that experience of him just going up there and doing things and being around them those are his memories. So when the boy actually he came to me and was telling me that he was explaining to me how he felt about granddad's situation and what he had to do. My brothers, I'm not gonna lie, it touched man because I don't know. Now this is I'm just speculating it. I don't know what it's like for you guys, yeah, dealing with different illnesses in your life, whether it be hold on, I wrote them down. Just see my trusty book, yeah. Just so I didn't get caught up and sidetracked. So if you're like me and you got a family member dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia, yeah, there are so many of them. Yeah, Alzheimer's and dementia is not spoken about as much as the big C. Yeah, I've had to suffer that in my family as well. So, and then the next one is diabetes. My granddad has got diabetes as well. So obviously, well, I can't say obviously because you don't know. Yeah. So him just being around at the moment for me is I cannot put it into words. I seriously cannot put it into words. Like I go to the house and I don't know if this is a bit too much for some of you, but I'll have to. Well, I don't have to. My nan help. My nan does it as well. Make man's breakfast. I don't have to feed man, so don't think it's like that. He can still function. Man still does his things. But you see, like setting out man's clothes and helping him and stuff like that. Yeah, man has to do that. And you know why I do those things? Mostly because he's my granddad. I if I didn't do those things for him, I would feel like I wasn't doing something right. I'm telling you seriously. And as I've told him numerous occasions, and at a point when he could actually remember as well, that I'm not doing anything for you that you haven't done for me. My granddad has been my granddads, both of them were the most consistent men in my life. Lost one already, 18 years ago. Nine, whoa, hold on. Yeah, nearly 19 years ago. And then right now, telling you, I don't know how long, but I'm trying to take every moment with him as gold dust because it is. Like I wanted to do. I wanted to do a couple videos with him, but time just dragged on and work and stuff. And you man know I work 7 days a week, so trying to find the time in between my work and my life and just trying to get my granddad in a at a moment where he's lucid enough to answer questions or even be spoken to, it was quite hard. I think now is the idea of getting my granddad on a video is a little bit more personal than public, as most people would probably say. Yeah, do you know what? I feel that that's all right. That's all right. Whether it's all right by you or not, I don't really care. No, I mean it's not you, it's me. So I'm gonna do what is necessary for me. I'm gonna make sure that as long as man's around, I'm gonna help him do what he needs to do, get about where he needs to go. The only thing I'm quite upset myself about at the moment is that I'm not driving. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm a little bit upset with myself about, because it can still happen. Don't get me wrong, it can still happen, and I know that. But at the moment, I'm like, no, you should be, you should be, you should be. I probably should have been, and my mum will probably say the same thing as well. But you know what, mum? Life happens. Sometimes you just don't get what you want when you want it. So a bit unfortunate about that. But that doesn't mean I can't go and see him. That doesn't mean I can't go and sit down with him or even just talk to him. It just means getting him to and from his hospital appointments. I can't personally do that. Getting him to and from club, I can't personally do that. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. Yeah. Man used to shave man's beard, fam. This is a brother who I used to watch him use cutthroat razor, yeah, on his beard. Every day I was there, yeah, when I stayed, yeah. That's why I say that. I used to watch this man use a cutthroat razor. And now I'm shaving man's beard for him. Bro, I tell you what, yeah, it is surreal. It is actually surreal because, as I stated before, some of you may be dealing with the same kind of thing going on in your life, in your family, yeah? And you may feel obligated, as I do, to do as much as you can for as long as possible, yeah? Nobody can tell you that you're wrong for doing what you feel is in your heart. Now, this whole situation doesn't just affect me. I've had to learn how to talk to my boys about it. Now, Jay's a bit older, yeah. So his overstanding of the situation is a little bit more adept, yeah. He's able to deal with the situation a little bit better. Like, he's had to go out a road and go and get my granddad when my granddad didn't remember which way to go to get home. So there's various different situations that both of my sons have been in involving my granddad, where they've had to look at the situation as a family member and say, okay, I need to do something else, or I need to help a little bit more. And as their dad, I couldn't be any greater or any more grateful. That's that's what I was supposed to say. I couldn't be any more grateful because they've kind of showed me. Do you know what, Dad? It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. People are still there for you. My boys are there for me. I'm there for my granddad. My boys are there for my granddad as well. And as I stated a couple of episodes ago, do you know what? When it comes to family members now, I've kind of moved in on 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 a different path. I even check up on my own dad, not for my sake or for his sake, but for the sake of my sister. Now I've asked both of my sisters if they're all right and how they're dealing with this situation themselves, and As big women, they've both said they're okay. Yeah. I cannot force the issue. I cannot force them coming to me and being like, oh my gosh, you know what? I feel like this. No, 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 no. I can't do that. I've asked the question. I've put it out there. I've let them know that, you know what? He's still thinking about you in this time where we're all thinking about him as well. So I have to let them know that even though this whole situation's going on with granddad and it's not great entirely, yeah, I still have to let them know that, you know what? I got you as well, you know. Yeah, you're still I'm still with you. You're still with me, don't worry. And I say this to say everything about this, Dad. You know what? When you're dealing with any kind of illness, any kind of sickness, and you're dealing with it, remember if you've got children, yeah, they're dealing with it as well. And they may not be dealing with it the same as you are. But if at all, if at all, because they're a lot younger than you. They have less experience in life than you. You have to be that person that they can sit with, talk to, confide in, and be enough, be relaxed enough around for them to express how they are feeling about the situation. My boys are my boys. I've spoken to them at length, yeah, about illness, death, and the whole aspect of life and life coming to an end. This is not the first time they've had to deal with it. It will not be the last time they will have to deal with it. But it hits different when it's different people. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you beginning of the year, another family member passed. So it's not the first time my boys have been around it or seen it or heard. But as I stated already, different people, it just hits a little bit differently. It's not when it's somebody really, really close to you, you tend to think a little bit more about your own existence. You tend to think a little bit more about the memories that you have with that person. You tend to think about how that person made you feel in different situations. And I don't know, I'm only speaking from experience. Yeah. I tend to, I cannot say you, I cannot continue to say you. I, myself, I have tended to sit down and this is just me. I've tended to sit down and think to myself, bro, I can't talk to them about this no more. Because if you've got individual people in your life that hold specific places in your life, there's certain things you can talk to them about that you can't talk to anyone else about. Or you might be able to talk to them in more in depth than other people, let's just say. Now, my dad's dad, when I was growing up and when I was doing music, most high rest his soul. Yeah. He was the only one that used to ask me about music. The only person that used to ask me about music. And that was because Kotti, I am Niam, yeah, was a DJ back in Jamaica. How about that? My granddad. My dad never had nothing to do with music, you know, but I did. Yeah, I did. And it made it was a different connection because my granddad saw me like the new musician in the family. And because he did music and I'm his first grandson, it was just like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I mean, it wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't like a massive thing. It really wasn't. But my family all knew that I wanted to do music. Yeah, still doing it. Don't worry, tunes coming soon. My granddad was the only one that was like, "Oh, so how's the thing going?" The only one for a long time. Can't involve you, bro. Cannot do that because I was doing music with you. So, you know, kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? And as I explained to you earlier on, my mum's dad, or should I say my granddad's, my mum's dad, he was the one that taught me how to use power tools. He was the one that taught me about work ethic. He was the one that taught me that, my brother, do you know what? Certain time you just got to do it, you know? He was the one that showed me, this is your woman, take care of her. Those are the things that he taught me. I see that man go out and work, fam. Work. All hours the most I sent. And then come back and still sit down and chat to my nan. Like it's nothing. Yeah, obviously there's certain times where, they didn't speak too well to each other. Oh my gosh. To cut the story short there, yeah. There was one time my nan and granddad got into a massive, massive argument. Me and my sister was in the house and we was burning up because I never heard my nan and my granddad cuss like this before. My nan was going absolutely ham. And my granddad was like, yeah, whatever. I'm telling you. But my granddad brothers, listen, my granddad was a man. Yeah. He was one of them. My granddad was like, yeah, whatever. Like, literally, like, his wife is going off, fam. Couldn't tell you what it was for. Didn't care. At the time, could not care less. I was just listening to my nan cuss. And she was going absolutely nuts in the house. Yeah. Barring throwing stuff at my yeah. She was going off. So nan, yeah. I'm not like it's just where it is. My granddad went, I'm going to the pub. My brothers, let me tell you, yeah. Me and my sister looked at each other and we was like, what? What do you mean? You're leaving? Mid argument, man said, I'm going to the pub. I was like, you can't do that. People don't do that. Mid argument. Yeah. I don't want to do this no more, I'm going. My guys, listen, yeah. I'd love to. I think I might try that one time on my missus. Just when we get into something, just be like, I'm going next door. Just to see the look on her face. Because I told you something. My nan was like, what? Like, shut down, instant, budoof. And I was like, and then my nan started, it was like someone muted, yeah, and then turned the volume back up. I tell you what, I got some dope memories of my granddad doing some mad stuff, and then some other memories. Well, that's told me some stories. Anyway, this man, just being there and watching him, and taking him in while I was growing up was I didn't understand then what it is now, but the brilliance of that man is just something else, man. It actually is. They got like a shed in their garden as well. Just to sidetrack, they got a shed in their garden as well, and he used to put his tools and stuff in there. And when I went to go and clear out the shed, my man's got tools in there that he ain't used for God knows how. They're rusty. Oh, that's where I left it. I'm like, Granddad, you're not using that. Throw it away. No, 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 no. It's good for something. I was like, dude, you can't be doing this, man. Nan's gonna go mad again. I always go back to that. I'm like, Nan's gonna tell you off, But it's just fun. It's just fun. It really is. And just being around him now, it's just good enough for me. It's just good enough for me. Just knowing just knowing I got to spend time with him, and that's what it is for me. You know, I say this all the time to people when they're dealing with bereavement or anything. Don't be upset that anyone's gone. Just be happy you got time to spend with them. And I say this, yeah, I'm saying it, not saying that my granddad isn't here because he is, but it just goes to show how forwardly prepared I am. Because inevitably, when it happens, yeah, what am I gonna do? Sit down in my house or like cry to myself and not go to work and them things there? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get up and go to work. I'm gonna make sure my children are right. I'm gonna make sure my bills are paid. Like I've still got to do these things, but I'm also going to relish in the times where my granddad used to make me laugh. Yeah, I got no, I can't tell you that story. I'll post it on Instagram. Yeah, but I can't tell you this story on YouTube. My missus knows exactly the story I'm talking about. It was funny. So we was driving back from a dinner with my nan and my granddad. He was dropping us all home, me, my missus, and the boys. And was it the boys? I think it was the boys, but it was little. My granddad mentioned something, or should I say, um, my nan was talking about other family members and different things that's happening in the family and everything. And out of the blue, my granddad just spat something out. Yeah. And when I tell you, my nan went, say, my nan went, you can't say that. What happened to you? The children in the back. When I tell you, me and my missus was like, I couldn't, bro. I burst out laughing. I burst out. My missus burst out. Like it was one of them things where you can't unsay that. You cannot unsay that at all. It was too funny. It really was. I think I might post it on Instagram. The funny story about my granddad. I might just do that. But I have to remember there's other family members that would know the story that I'm talking about, so I might not be able to do that. But this, see, now this is the thing, yeah. This is how I'm dealing with it. This exactly here, me talking to you right now, reminiscing about the different times I spent with my granddad, the different times my children have spent with my granddad, the different situations I've been in with my granddads, both of them, plural, yeah. This is how I deal with it. I sit down and I say to I think to myself about all the times that, as I just said, I spent with both of them. And it fills me with so much joy just to know the amount of laughter and experience that man gave me. Man, I tell you something, yeah. Even up until now, my granddad cannot remember too much, yeah. But the man still makes me laugh. Still makes me laugh. Still to this day, yeah. He's still. Imagine I went up there a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. My granddad didn't remember who I was. I'm not too bothered about it. Like I'm here anyway. It don't matter. My nan said, "Who is it? Who is this?" I'm like, "Man, just allow it. Man. It's alright. It's cool. It's cool." My granddad said, "Oh, that's the man that played the thing." Brothers, I couldn't laugh in man's face, yeah, because I'm not the man that plays the thing. I don't even know who he was talking about. I've got no idea at all who my granddad was talking about. He knew who he was talking about, but it probably wasn't the same person that was standing right in front of him at that time when my nan asked him who I was. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, but I doubt it. I doubt it very much. It just made me chuckle. It really did. And then 2 minutes later, it's like he remembered. It wasn't like he remembered me. It was like, I'm just in the house and he's gone, hey, he's gone, D, you can take this plate. Like, yeah, all right, granddad. Went to take up his plate. My man's got, I'm not finished with it. I was like, this man, for real. Granddad, you just told me to take the plate. Yes, yes. When I'm finished with it. What, bro? What are you doing? Like, what? You could have said that to me in the first place. Like, man, son, I'm not finished. Can you take the plate? Yes, granddad. Cool, I'll take it. No, I'm not finished with it. But you just told me, yeah, when I'm finished. I was just like, you know what, mate? Eat your dinner. Do what you're doing, innit? I grab the plate when you're done. He didn't finish. I left the house before he finished. So my nana had to, I guess my nana had to take the plate because he wasn't moving from where he was. Believe me, he wasn't moving. There was no way my man was getting up. So it's just, brothers. There's various different ways you can deal with illness and sickness in your family, in your life, in your household. This is something I'd love to get into with other people. Might have to draw in some other dads on one of these subjects here. I've been looking, yeah, and I keep telling you, man, to jump in the comment section. Please do that. I've been putting it out there on Instagram as well. I'm gonna ask my cousin, yeah. My brother's been doing episodes with me for a long time. I'm gonna see if I can get my cousin D on this, yeah, because I've got an episode lined up for him that I want to do. So we're gonna get that one pushing. I'm gonna get that one up and running soon, hopefully. Sooner rather than later. Sooner rather than later. My brothers, I don't know how you deal with stuff, but I've shared with you today how I deal with what's going on in my life. That's all I can do here. That's all I do. That's all I do here. Yes, yes, that's better. That's better. Yeah. We're not gonna get a no. We don't get a round of applause for them jokes there, bro. No. Anyway, so you've got at least a little something. Yeah, I hope you have. If I've helped you think about different ways of dealing with, your own stresses, illnesses going on in your life, your family, your household, then I've done my job. If I've given you an avenue to think about something, I've done my job. If I haven't and I've made you laugh for a couple minutes, my brothers, I've done my job. Do you know what? That's all I'm here for. Just to give my life experiences. We talk to some other brothers about some subjects, and hopefully we get my cousin in on some other stuff as well. Bros, you know exactly what time it is right now. Yes, the podcast is available on all major platforms: Anchor.fm, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. You see that I still didn't change the thing. I still haven't changed the thing. This is how much work has been pushing me. This is how much. Yeah. Anyway, you can catch us on Instagram at future_fathersFF and Say Nay Official. Bros, we are live on YouTube. Yeah? YouTube.com/futurefathersFF. Please like, share, subscribe. Do the flicky button. You all know that what that one is. Yeah. Post notifications. So when we do go live, you'll be notified. You can join the conversation, which is what you should have been doing today.